Elias Rowe was never supposed to matter. That's what they decided the moment he questioned the wrong decision in the wrong room. 5 men sat at the top of American power, untouchable, polished, protected. They called themselves guardians of stability. Elias called them liars. And for that single act of defiance, his life was erased quietly, efficiently, and permanently. Or so they thought. He had been a systems analyst buried deep inside the nation's infrastructure, the kind of mind that saw patterns others missed. When Elias discovered vulnerabilities that could endanger millions, he did what he believed was right. He spoke up. But fixing the problem would have cost too much money and exposed too many secrets. So instead, they buried it. A leaked accusation, a manufactured audit, a reputation dismantled overnight. Elias watched friends disappear, doors closed, and his name becomes something people avoided saying out loud. The 5 men responsible never appeared together in public. Senator Claiborne controlled legislation. Hargreave owned the media narrative. Lowell fed the defense machine. Pierce shaped policy behind closed doors. Monroe designed strategy and damage control. Together, they decided who mattered, and Elias no longer did. What none of them realized was that stripping a man of everything also stripped him of fear. Elias didn't fight back. He didn't protest. He didn't beg for redemption. He disappeared. And in that disappearance, he began to prepare. He took a job so small it went unnoticed. Archiving forgotten data for a private firm contracted by the government. It was meant to be invisible work. That's where Elias thrived. While others chased headlines, he cataloged history's leftovers. Backups, logs, contradictions, the truth no one bothered deleting because no one thought anyone would ever look. Years passed, and in that silence, Elias discovered something extraordinary. The 5 men didn't trust each other anymore. Each had insurance on the others. Files, emails, recordings. Fear had replaced loyalty. Power had made them paranoid. Elias understood then that he didn't need to destroy them. He just needed to let them see each other clearly. First move was almost gentle. An anonymous tip reached a journalist known not for outrage, but integrity. 1 document. Nothing explosive, just enough to raise questions. Senator Claiborne denied everything on camera, but the hesitation in his voice betrayed him. For the first time, doubt crept in. Elias marked the moment. He didn't celebrate, he waited. Next came the media empire. Elias leaked conflicting truths to competing outlets, each accurate, each incomplete. Confusion followed. Hargreave intervened publicly to correct the record, exposing his influence over supposedly independent journalism. Advertisers grew nervous. Shareholders asked questions. Hargreave blamed Monroe. Trust fractured. Lowell was third. Elias released a simple timeline. Dates, approvals, signatures. Analysts connected dots Elias never spelled out. The market reacted faster than any court ever could. Lawsuits followed. Lowell panicked and quietly shifted blame toward Pierce, hoping to survive. Pierce had always believed he was untouchable. Elias proved otherwise by exposing how legislation mirrored private interests word for word. No accusations, just documents. Pierce felt the walls close in. He didn't know who was coming for him, only that someone knew everything. Monroe saw the pattern too late. He launched an internal investigation, suspecting betrayal. Elias anticipated it and planted a final misdirection. Evidence pointing inward. Paranoia erupted. Meetings turned into interrogations. Allies became suspects. The machine began eating itself. Then Elias stopped. No more leaks. No more tips. Silence. And in that silence, the men destroyed themselves. 1 lied under oath. Another deleted emails too late. Panic produced mistakes. The system documented their downfall automatically. The public never saw a villain, only patterns. Corruption exposed through official channels. Commentators debated greed and coincidence, never suspecting a single erased man had quietly orchestrated the collapse. Resignations followed. Quiet settlements. Testimonies behind closed doors. Careers ended without spectacle. Elias watched from a distance, unmoved. Recognition was never the goal. The greatest twist came next. Elias anonymously submitted a policy framework, the very reforms he'd proposed years earlier. This time, stripped of his name, they passed. The system corrected itself using the ideas it once punished. Elias returned to ordinary life. He taught. He warned young minds that anger burns fast, but strategy lasts forever. 1 antagonist tried to find him. Failed. They no longer mattered. History would never record his name, but safeguards were built. Transparency increased, and repetition was prevented. The greatest revenge story in American history was never told because it never needed to be. Power learned its lesson quietly, and the most dangerous person in the room was the one they erased, who chose not to erase them back, but to let truth finish the job.